professional hairstylist, and today I'm showing you how to do face framing layers in a trim at home, no matter what side you wear your hair parted on, so your silk press can have more movement and body. Here's my before, so let's get into it. I'm starting with my hair already pressed. You will need shears and a cutting comb. I will link what I use below.
There's a difference between shears and scissors. These are shears, and this is how you hold them. You put your middle finger in this top hole. There's a piece right here. This is called a tang, and it's just basically a finger rest for your finger here. And then, like a little lady, you leave your pinky out. And then there's a groove right here where your pointer finger goes, and then your thumb goes in here. There's like a little ball here, and this is called a silencer. So when you're doing your hair, you don't hear the clank clank. And then these are your blades. This is the point. Okay, when you're using these types of shears, the only movement you need to do is with your thumb. Okay, you do not want to be chomping at your hair like this. And you don't even have to close all the way when your shears are sharp enough. All you do is you move up and down. What you don't want are these, okay? No, we will not be using this on our hair. Ladies, if you have one of these, toss her, okay? We don't want this to be using this on our hair. As soon as hair goes in here, it's causing another split end. It's no good, okay? We can use this. You can keep this for like cutting your tracks or something like that. Paper, okay? We are not using this on our hair.
Now that we got education out the way, let's get started. So first I start out with a triangular section at the front of my hair. This will be my bangs, and it will start the guide for the layers in the front. I'm just cutting straight across. Those two pieces start the guide of my layers, and I know where I need to go from here. So I carve out the crown section of my head, and I pull my hair up, combing it with the cutting comb. And that is why you need a cutting comb, because it creates the tension so you are pulling your hair taut and there is no lax in your hair. Start at where you cut your guide, and then you work your way back. This allows you to have even layers on both sides of your hair so you can flip your part. So you want to make sure that you are combing through each section individually really good, because you want to make sure that each strand is properly aligned. So right here, I'm just taking this section and I'm starting from where I first cut the first section and then just working my way down at an angle. You just open and close the shears. You do not have to have your shears closed all the way to cut your hair. I'm going to do it again on this side. I am right-handed, so I do flip the hair this way to cut again. Again, you can see how I'm holding the shears. I'm just using my thumb to open and close. And that gives you your face framing layers. Then I go in and I create a guide for the bottom. And I just go straight across. Also, let me note that I only pull my hair up when I know exactly where I'm going to cut. If not, you're going to create an uneven section of your hair. And if you notice as I'm cutting how I'm using the shears, only my thumb moves. That is the only part of your fingers that need to be moving when you are using shears, okay? We're using shears, not scissors. There is a difference. As you can see with shears, there's placements for your three fingers on the top and then a placement for your thumb. And your thumb needs to be the only finger that's moving. You're not getting that with scissors. That's why with professional shears, there is a guide and it shows you where your hands is supposed to lay. So if you're left-handed, you need left-handed shears. If you're right-handed, which most people are, and so most shears are right-handed. If you're left-handed, you have to specifically look for shears that are for left-handed people. And then you just grab your hair, and you can see where I have my guide at the bottom, and then you just connect it, literally connecting the dots. It's that simple, ladies. It's really not that hard. And I comb sections like this, and you need a cutting comb because the cutting comb creates tension and allows all the hairs to stay in place while you're cutting your hair. So you're getting an even cut all the way. And right there, what I was doing was point cutting, and that allows it not to be very blunt. As you can see here, you can see my guide right there, and that's where I have to cut to make sure I am getting a precise cut and even all the way across. And that is why you start your guide for your bangs or your layers, and then you start your guide for the bottom, and that is how you know where to cut everything else. Again, I'm pulling my hair up. This is called over direction, but we don't have to get too technical in this video. Finding those ends, and you can see because I ain't left-handed, I'm right-handed, and so it looks a little bit different when I'm cutting the right side of my head. But it's the same exact thing. You just pull your hair up, use that cutting comb, and you can see where the lightness is. That's where you want to cut. And I just cut at an angle and work my way down. That gives me a little bit of layers at the bottom. So I'm just gonna do this, work my way around my head. I know I'm not showing the exact size of the sections, but if you could see, it's literally probably about 2 inches wide. And I'm just cutting, and when it looks kind of thick like that, I go in and I point cut. So I reduce a little bit of the weight. So I typically recommend trimming your hair every 10 to 12 weeks, but it really depends on your hair, how you style it, using heat, whether your hair is color treated, and just your overall hair goals. It plays a major role. So if you wear your hair curly most of the time, you may actually need trims more often, because natural styles, they involve more manipulation, which leads to more wear and tear on your ends. And from my professional experience behind the chair, I've seen so many clients with beautiful, long, luscious curly hair, but when we press it out, the ends end up needing to be cut like 3 to 4 inches just to make the ends look full and even because of the hidden split ends that happens, okay? So staying consistent with trims prevents that. So right now I'm just going through making sure that everything is even. Now I did start to cut my hair on pressed hair, but you can absolutely do it on blow dried hair. You just want to make sure that your hair is stretched so you can get the most precise cut possible. Just making sure that I catch any strays if I had any strays that I missed. Also, keep in mind that every single strand of hair has its own growth cycle. Your hair doesn't grow evenly. So even if you don't see obvious split ends, over time, because your hair is just growing, it'll start to look thin or uneven. And that's when you would do a light dusting versus a full trim. I used to just let the front of my hair get as long as the back part, but I love having face framing layers because I love to have a little bit of bangs. And we can see we have a nice little angle in the front. And then I'm going to go back in on my front pieces, my crown section, and clean it up a bit. Make sure that it's even. Then I go in and I make sure I cut my little babies, my little edges. A lot of people's edges are always shorter than the rest of their hair, and so it always grows slower for most people. And so I just trim them. So the growth cycle of your hair, like I mentioned before, is very important to consider. It's very common for your hair in the front to grow slower because it is more exposed to the elements. If you think about it, like the top of your head is more exposed to the sun, it's being stretched in a ponytail. It's just more manipulation towards the front of our hair. Come on, ladies, we know we be wanting our edges to be straight, so we probably go over it a little far too many times than we probably should. I don't have the fullest hair, and most people don't, and so I like to create layers to give my hair a little bit of body and a little bit of movement when I curl my hair so it just doesn't fall flat. And here we are. Here are the results of my fresh trim. You'll really be able to see it when I curl it. So ladies, if your silk press is falling flat, just add a little layers to your hair. It'll give you a lot of movement and make your hair feel fuller. And I'm going to show you how I curl my hair. If you would like a more detailed version of this, please watch my last video. I will link it on the screen and link it in the description below if you want a more detailed tutorial on how I curl my hair. I just want to show you guys how the curls move so differently when you have layers in your hair. So I'm just combing out my curls with a rake comb, and what are we thinking, ladies? You can already see how much fuller my hair looks. I just love having layers in my hair. It just does something. And with this method, you're able to wear your hair on either side. It's just lovely, full of volume. Ladies, let me know in the comments if you plan on giving this a try. I know that you can do it. It really is simple. I know you can do it. Check out the back. Just gives your hair a lot of volume and movement without even having to cut off a lot of your hair. No more flat presses, okay? We want volume. The girls want volume. So if you're tired of your silk presses falling flat or your curls falling flat, looking flat, try this method. You don't have to cut off a whole lot of your hair, and it gives you a volume and added movement and adds so much shape to your hair, allowing your curls to last.
If you made it to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Your support means the world to me. And if you enjoyed this content, please like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. What do you want to see? What do you want to learn? I am here to help you do your hair yourself at home. I'll see you on the next one.